the 12th man standing at the ready for the dear old Texas A&M. This is the best student section right here in college football.
One of the loudest venues in college football.
State fans stand up the entire game.
They're 3,000 strong in one of the great venues in college football. The 12th man. This Aggie crowd going berserk now. They're about to go crazy now.
Never underestimate the crowd. I think the whole SEC right now is watching Texas A&M. We're saying, I don't want any of that.
The great roar for the 100,000 plus seat Kyle Field. This crowd just never stops. The 12th man.
2 more sleeps. Guys, we made it. It's football time. It's Aggie football time. We're going to get all the answers. We're going to get all the excitement. We're getting everything in game 1, guys. I love this matchup. I love this team. But it's time to freaking see it, man. I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm tired of just picturing what it's going to look like. I want to see Marcel Reed throw a deep ball to Ashton Bethel-Roman. I want to see Trey Zune, Armaje Reed-Adams pancake some fools. I want to see Cassius Howell eat a quarterback. Like, eat him. I want to see interceptions. I want to see Will Lee lock everybody down. I want to see these safeties improve. I want to see this defense take steps. And it all happens in 2 freaking days. Guys, welcome in. Tonight's a celebration. I don't really have show notes tonight. All we're doing tonight is celebrating the start of the 2025 season. Guys, we made it. Give yourselves a round of applause. And I told you guys, if we hit 3,000 subs before the season, I was at a ring dunk. And this is not my first ring dunk. I'm doing a second ring dunk because that's our milestone on this channel. That's our dedication on this channel. That's what we do together, guys. And I'm not going to lie. I'm scared as shit right now because I just downed about 4 fajita tacos, carne asada con queso y salsa. And I'm about to freaking puke on camera. But no, I'm not. We're going to handle this like a champ. We're going to handle this like a king. We're going to handle this like a freaking fighting Texas Aggie because that's what we do here, guys. Welcome the hell to the show. I have something fun planned for tonight. After the ring dunk, I want to do preseason Aggie awards. I want to hear from you guys. This is going to come from the chat. I want to hear an offensive MVP. Not yet. We'll do it one by one. Defensive MVP for the season. We're predicting them. I want to hear your breakout player of the year. I want to hear your freshman of the year. And I want to hear your cult favorite, the guy that doesn't get listed, the leftover. We're going to list a few players first, the ones that I just mentioned, and then I want to hear like the unsung hero, who that might be. We're going to do all that tonight, and then I want to hear from you guys. This is going to be a call-in show. We're going to get to the calls pretty quickly tonight. We're going to dunk. We're going to do the preseason awards, and I want to hear from you. Anybody that gets the score prediction right for the UTSA game is going to go in the Hall of Fame right here. And it only happened once last year. I think we did this for all but maybe 2 games. No one got the score right besides Noble, who got it right the very first show that we did it. And he got it on a last-second McNeese field goal. They had a field goal with like 30 seconds to go in the game, and Noble got the score right. So if you get the score right, this gets written in Sharpie, and you're in the background of every show for the rest of the season. So it's going to be immortalized on this show for years, decades, a century, because no one gets it right. It's going to be like an empty board for the most part. But if you get it right, you'll be immortalized. So get in the call-in. It's pinned. Yeah, it's pinned in the chat. Click that link. You'll enter a waiting room. I'll pull you guys in one by one, and we'll talk good old Aggie football. I want to hear your last words before the season, man. It's about to freaking happen. I see Jonathan in the waiting room. I see Theo in the waiting room. We'll get to you guys here shortly. Let's catch up with the chat, and then I guess it's time to ring dunk. Let's see who's here. I see a lot of familiar faces. I see Jeb. Micah Parsons. We're going to talk about this tonight. Man, Cowboys fans. I'm not a big NFL guy. I'm going to be honest. I spend my Sundays family time because I have to make so much A&M stuff, and I love to follow college football. I have to make a sacrifice. I don't watch NFL religiously. I can feel your pain. You went through Luka. You got Cooper Flagg. I'm sure there's some Rangers stuff I don't even know about. And now you lose Micah Parsons. I'm so sorry, guys. If you want to vent that out, let me know. Jeb, I'm sorry. Trooper Drew, after seeing what Boise is without Genty, no one can doubt he deserved the Heisman last year. He was the team, man. They just got blown the hell out in a season opener. They were my G5 playoff team. Thank you for your service, Boise State. It lasted all of one day. Noah Tuwavy, it's difficult being a Cowboys fan. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Cowboys fans. I'm so sorry. Question about the call-in. If we leave the browser waiting room to watch the stream, how do I know that I'm about to be queued? Just don't want to lose the spot. I saw you were in there first, Trooper. If you get back in there, I'll get you in first. But I'll move myself to the main stage in the call-in show room. So if you go in there now, you can hear me. I'm now on the stage. So if you go in the call-in, you wait there, you'll hear me now. Noah Twibby, Lit Sparks, howdy, the season is here. I'm ready for the chaos. Ted Prickett, good to see you. Give me free beers. Gig 'em from Alaska, gents. Gig 'em back at you all the way to Alaska. Thanks for being here, man. An Aggie in Alaska. I heard on the Wednesday show out of Rudy's, Andrew Monaco, Coach's Hour, Elko, that the Italy Coaches Club is calling Elko over. Italy A&M Club. We got Aggies everywhere, man. We're worldwide. That's what makes this place very special. We're everywhere. John Peroni, good to see you. Jonathan, I'm here, sir. Beat the hell out of UTSA. Let's beat the hell out of UTSA, guys. I want to hear score predictions. Call them in to enter the thing. You have to call your score in. Yeah, it has to be called in if you want to enter the contest. But if you want to call in, you want to put your score in the chat, I'd love to read it off. And if you want, you can predict my time to dunk. First time I did it, 33 seconds. I anticipate it will be slower this time because I'm not even kidding. I just ate a bunch of fajitas like an hour and a half ago. And this is probably going to be rough. We got 5 Millers to the dome coming right up. Dead Messenger, good to see you, my friend. Been a while. Jonathan Ortiz, howdy back at you, man. Aggie Banter, good to see you, Mr. Banner. Let's do this. Let's go, Jeb. Have you prepared for your drunk? I have not prepared for my drunk. Not at all. I am ill-prepared. I'm going to be ill. Derek Jones, howdy back at you. Dunk that ring. Dunk that ring. Drew will kill it in 45 seconds. That's a good time. I'd be happy to get it sub 45, but I'll be honest, guys. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. I'm stalling right now. I'll do it after we read the chat. My body is ready for the LEDs. Dude, that's so sick, right? That was a uniform reveal, but really that was the LED reveal. And we get the opener as a night game. Come on now. We get the LEDs in full force. Game freaking 1. Wait till the second half because the first half, 6 o'clock kickoff, right? First half will be kind of bright. Those LEDs will really start kicking in second half, man. Let's get an early second half score and really break those puppies in. James says 52-10 Ags. I love that score. I have UTSA scoring a couple late. I have UTSA getting to 24 on us. That's a pretty conservative score, I'll be honest, but I would love a 52-10. I would love to get to 50 and hold them under 20. That would be a hell of a first game. Joshua Wolf, gig 'em, baby. Gig 'em back at you, Joshua. David Franz, 38-17, very possible, in the realm of possibilities. Ags winning 52-17, very possible score. I love that score, Casey. I love that score a lot. Very, very possible. Joe Long, gig 'em, man, gig 'em back at you. John Peroni, 37-21 Ags. It's a little close. If we give up 21, I'd like to get to 45, 40 plus, but very possible. I hope it's better than that, but possible. I think beyond what we see in the scoreboard in game 1, right? We're hoping for, first of all, freaking health. Let's stay healthy. We just saw Missouri on the first drive lose their backup quarterback. They're kind of doing a quarterback competition early in the season. Joe Horn, his last name's Horn. He goes down like right away. Very sad. Missouri's playing right now. Future opponent. They're playing Central Arkansas or Directional Arkansas, whichever school. I think Pribula looks pretty good against whatever defensive look that is. We'll have to keep an eye on them. We're not going to get all the answers against Directional Arkansas. Play to win. He's here, man. He's here. Good to see you. Rolly Mirabelle, good to see you, my friend. I'm sorry about your Cowboys, Rolly. I'm sorry to bring it up right now, but it is a topic of discussion. Lit says you got it. Joshua Wolf says 38-10. Good, guys, my prediction. Good score. Is it carbonated warm? Okay, guys, I did prepare the drink. My body is not prepared, but the beer is prepared because I poured them yesterday. I stirred them. Room temp, like it's the ideal drink. It's just, this is not the ideal. I just ate 4 fajita tacos, but that was like an hour and a half ago. Hopefully we're all right. The owner of X is tied with Duke. Elon's tied with Duke. Credit to Elko, man. Building Duke, built Duke. West Texas Aggie fan, gig 'em back at you. Play to win. It's good to see you back in here, man. We've been missing you. Who else is in here today? Everyone's saying what's up to Play to win. F-Zero Chili says 12-10 UTSA. What are we talking about, man? You must have ring dunked tonight, huh? That beer looks crispy. It is actually not crispy. It's warm, but Warm, non-carbonated beer is better than guaranteed puke, right? I had called in but couldn't hear you. I am on the stage, so and I can see it's broadcasting, so I see you in there. I don't know, man. You try again. I ate 4 tacos. I had 3, but I ate extra meat, so I had the equivalent of 4 tacos worth of meat. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see. I got to get those gains in, man. I got to get that protein count in. You know, a big-time NFL guy played when I got you. Cowboy fans are not well right now. Jerry Jones holding us emotionally hostage. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Looks like Boise State playoffs are over already. Yeah, man, I had them in my freaking playoff bracket. One day later, it's over. They got destroyed. Ashton Genty was the team. Make yourself hurl. Make room for the beer. I can't do it. Majored in Duncan. Did you say you're going to the A&M versus Auburn game? I sure am. I sure am going to the A&M Auburn game. I'll be there this weekend, too. If anybody sees me, say what up. Come give me a fist bump. Who else is in here? Raymond Aguilar, good to see you. 48-10. Aggie says play to win. I love anything that has us giving up less than 20. I feel super good about. I actually think against UTSA's defense where they're replacing 11 starters, I think we're going to want to break in that passing attack. I think we're going to try it quite a bit this game. Of course, we're going to lean on that running attack, but I think we're going to try some explosive stuff, some play action stuff. I want to see us get 42, 45, 50 points in this game because I think we can. But definitely want to see that defense with this good G5 offense attack, hold their own, you know, be disruptive, get some pressure. Pressure in this game would be great. Very experienced O-line, but we should have the talent and the athleticism edge line to line in the trenches. They do have experience, though. Missouri looks so far, but it's only week 1. Yeah, they look but quarterback looks pretty good. Connor Wigman allegedly looking yeah, he threw a wide open touchdown pass, but not going great right now. I'll have to tune into the highlights later. I have not been able to watch any of that game besides the touchdown pass. Let's get some watch parties going to San Antonio at some point this season. I'd love to help organize. That sounds pretty fun. We might find a bar, find something to do. Yeah, that'd be cool. That non-alcoholic, I wish. 58-3 Aggies. That's beautiful, Noah. If we do that, natty. I'm definitely getting fuego tomorrow. Waco. Will we have a puke ASMR? I will mute the mic if I puke. I'm going to step up. I'm not puking on camera. My face will be out. Guys, this is like a classy, you know, prestigious production here. We cannot puke on camera. We can chug 5 beers, but we cannot puke on camera. We just can't do it. Fired up for game day. I think the defense will make a 180 from last year. Year 2 for our back 7 will make a huge difference. This team could truly be special if defensive tackles stay healthy. 41-10. Good guys. Y'all get me 2 wins while I'm gone. Yeah, enjoy the trip, Aaron. 17-48. Put that in 3-inch headlines. I love that. I love that score, man. What's up, Rudy? Good to see you. Is it dunk time? I guess it's dunk time, y'all. All right. Beautiful class of 19 Aggie ring right here. I am the age of a class of 17, but we had a couple years back home. Didn't go 4 years in a row. Had a year at Houston Christian. Finished at beautiful Texas A&M. All right, guys, this is because we hit 3,000 subscribers. This is because we're at the start of a beautiful 2025 clean slate for a very promising Fighting Texas Aggies. And mostly this is for you because I love you guys. You have to puke on camera, then say hell yeah. All right, who has the timer? Who has the timer? Someone time this. We going? Here we go. What's the time? That feels like I smashed 33 seconds. That was too easy. It's too easy. Let's have ourselves a hell of a season. Did y'all hear that? No! We got the ASMR going. Trooper Drew called it. Guys, this is for the 2025 Fighting Texas Aggies. This is why we do it. This is what the channel's all about. What was it? Give me the time. Somebody give me the time. That was easy, man. Come on. We trained for this. Was it 25, David? Is 25 a good score? That feels pretty damn good. That feels pretty damn good. We got 25 seconds on the clip. Were y'all just hearing the gulps? No. Guys, is this the content you signed up for or what? Is this not it? Is this not what it's all about? All right, I want to take a couple calls first. I want to take a couple calls before we get into the stuff I have planned because we need to let this sit in. I need Trooper Drew. If you can get back in there, you had first dibs. All right. Score predictions, guys. Call them in to make the Hall of Fame. Hold on. Let me see if I get over this. All right, it was just a burp. We're good. Trooper Drew, what's going on, my friend? How you feeling on basically the eve of the 2025 season?
Man, dude, I am so pumped. I think I am actually more pumped this year than I ever have been before, which is saying a lot because whenever we had the number one recruiting class under Jimbo, I was so high, and then my dreams got crushed when he lost to Miami. So
Yeah, I know.
I am ready. I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say that I'm ready to get hurt again because I truly believe, dude. I believe in Elko. Like, he gives me so much Nick Saban vibes. Dude, I swear, man. What was Nick Saban's best qualities? Inspiration. All right, he was hard on the guys. He doesn't take any BS from the team. He doesn't let anybody sleep at practice. All right, he's a defensive-minded coach, and he's great at recruiting. What does Elko do? That's exactly what he does.
He just needs to build it, man. He has the attributes. And I want to ask the chat this because you bring up something that, I feel like is the case for Aggieland right now. Chat, do you feel differently about this year than previous years? Or Trooper Drew, is this just like the preseason hype every year? Or does it actually feel different this year? Because I feel a little bit more confidence this season.
It's different this year, for sure.
It's the returning players. It's the stability in a coaching staff, getting to year 2 with Elko, who, we're not the only ones that feel this way about Elko, guys. We're not. There are national guys who really, really, believe and trust in Mike Elko to be a guy to build one of the next great programs. Now, he has to do it, right? He hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, he's unproven. He's unproven.
He's done some good things. He's done some good stuff. What he did at Duke, not many can do that. Not many have done that. And it was only a 2-year sample size.
And what's the stat? What's the stat on his year 1 to year 2 defense progression?
I don't know the exact margin, but I do know that there have not been 2 consecutive years with Mike Elko as either the DC or the head coach, including Duke time, where the overall defensive stats have not increased. So every year to year in Mike Elko's career has been statistical improvement defensively. Yep. So that's basically the gist of it, is that it always improves, especially secondary play.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I think he has a really complicated defense, and with the new faces last year, with the new scheme, they just couldn't figure it out. I think later on in the year, maybe the other teams were able to pick up on what we were doing, and they were able to expose us. But I'm pretty positive that Elko had a plan. They just couldn't implement it,
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. And there's a lot of reasons for that. You look at the secondary where most of our fingers were pointing late in the year. I mean, let's be honest. That's where the biggest issues were. And I'm sure most people here would agree with that. But that was a group that had not only new players to Elko, but a bunch of new players to A&M, either amongst the starting ranks in Dalton Brooks, or just new to the program, like a Marcus Radcliffe or a even Will Lee, a bunch of new guys. Tyreek Chappelle's out, BJ Mays is playing a lot, and it is really hard not only to instill a message in a year 1, but doing it with guys that don't even know each other. I mean, that is tough. That is a tough hand to be drawn. So it felt terrible in the moment. I'm not gonna lie. In the USC game, end of the year, I mean, we felt really bad about that. But there are reasons for it, right? And on top of that, you had injuries. I'm not trying to make excuses, but it is the hype day, right? We are trying to be hyped up today. I mean, there were reasons. There were reasons for it, and a lot of that stuff can be solved in a year 2. We have to go out and freaking do it, man. You with me? Uh-oh. Did we lose Trooper Drew? Did the phone fall asleep? Did I really give y'all that ASMR? I hope I didn't. I'm going to go back and watch this ring dunk and see if I gave the ASMR. I'm just going to let Trooper Drew sit there till he can reestablish connection. ASMR, no! The ring dunk had ASMR. It was not fizzy at all. 25 seconds is so good, guys. I'm glad Trooper Drew opened with that. That's kind of how I'm feeling, guys. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel more excited this year. I just feel like there's more exciting stuff about this team this year. Whether it's the weapons, maybe it's just because what you added are exciting offensive weapons. Maybe that alone is enough. Like Casey Concepcion, Mario Craver, what we've heard about ABR, getting Le'Veon back. Like, these are all not only good for your team, but from a fan perspective, they're going to generate hype, man. These are the ball carriers. These are the big play guys. I mean, that's exciting. Then defensively, you made it to the year 2, and it is Mike Elko, like Trooper Drew was just talking about. So maybe it feels different this year. Maybe it's just the preseason hype getting to you. Maybe it's just Trooper Drew disconnected. I'll get you back on if you call back in. I feel it. I feel an energy. Ronnie Barker, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well out of Tokyo. Been watching my videos after work. Yeah, man, it is so easy to make A&M YouTube videos this time of year with so much excitement and so much coming up. I've just been cranking them. It's been real easy. It's been real fun. Thank you. I appreciate you, Ronnie. Lit Spark says, well done to the ring dunk. Casey Harmon cries about it. Rolly says, hell yeah. Rolly, I see you in the waiting room. We'll get you in. We'll get you in. Play to win says, yeah. Says, yes, sir, Carl. Drew felt 21 again. Dude, that felt good. That felt so easy. That felt so easy. That's scary. So someone said, I like this comment. Who said this? Great time, 25 seconds. Not psycho levels to where it's weird, but good enough to brag. That's exactly where I want to be. If I had done 12 seconds, y'all be concerned. Y'all be calling the authorities. Rolly salutes me. Noah to Wavy Waves. Appreciate you, man. Attaboy Drew. Thanks, Jonathan. Texas Taurus. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'd love for the first play of the game to be a play-action pass to a wide-open KC to for an easy touchdown, putting money on this. I guarantee you that UTSA is going to dare Marcel Reed to pass the ball deep. They're going to take away underneath. They're going to stack the box. They're going to be playing close to the line of scrimmage. This box will be stacked. And I would love it if we go 12 personnel to invite that even more and then run some play action with Amari Niblack, run some play action with Casey Concepcion. I want that to happen because I want Marcel Reed to be tested this game. Because this is a defense that he can probably thrive against. I will not feel great if A&M does not have offensive success versus UTSA with a rebuilt defense. I love that prediction, Joshua. I'm all for it. This is it. Great intro music, great show. Thanks, Play to Win, man. It's good to have you back. I see you in the waiting room. We'll get you in. We got 4 callers waiting. Trooper Drew, if you can get it back going, I'll get you back on in a minute. The stopwatch failed. You have to do it again. I'll do it again. That was easy, man. I'll go back to back. Somebody get this man a steak. I just ate 4 fajita tacos, so I need no steak. I've never dunked mine because I was afraid of swallowing my read. That's like in the back of my mind. If y'all noticed, I slowed down at the end because the ring like moved around. I was like, I'm not swallowing my ring right now. We're not going through this on camera. We're not going through this on the internet. I'm not going to swallow a ring on the internet. But it actually held pretty firm because it's a heavy ring. You just keep that angle and the ring don't slide. Damn boy, Drew found a new strategy. Fajitas prior. It must be the strategy, man. It works super well for me. Had to order my blackout gear for the upcoming. Oh, you're coming to the Mississippi State game, dude. It's growing on me, right? Like having a night game for Mississippi State is growing on me a little bit because I feel like Mississippi State would have been kind of like I don't know if underwhelming, but kind of, lesser hype weekend. But the blackout makes it much more something I've been anticipating, much more something that I am looking forward to because of the blackout versus Mississippi State. So I've grown to appreciate it. You wish it was Florida, but you're not going to know kickoff time for Florida until 2 weeks before the game. So it's really, really hard, I'm sure, for this staff and like the equipment staff to organize that. So that's why they did Mississippi State, because it's a guaranteed night game. Drew going to be hungover tomorrow. 5 beers, bunch of fajitas, maybe. It's possible. I have water too, but I'm not even going to touch it because I feel fine. Elko! I was at App State when it happened. It felt like a national tragedy happened. I watched it at my mom's house, and I had just... When App State happened, and, I had to take a shot because we mentioned App State this show. App State happened, like, the 3rd week I had made this channel. In, 2022 season was the first season I covered doing this channel. That was a brutal year. So, at least, I knew nothing would ever be that bad again. Like, A&M, we might be Texas 8-4, but we're not Texas 5-7. That's not what we do. We usually don't bottom out. We're usually just middle of the pack to decent. Is 8-4 is what that is. Not going to be that bad again. App State was brutal, but that did bring a lot of attention to the channel. Still would trade it in any day. Nick Saban, you're going to make Drew cry. I know what he means, though. There are comparisons there now. Saying he has comparisons to Nick Saban and saying he is Nick Saban and can do what Nick Saban did, that's two different things. But Trooper Drew was saying that there are stylistic comparisons, and that's cool. That's good. That's what you want. I think a lot of defensive-minded coaches do well. A lot of disciplinary and accountability-driven coaches do well. A lot of no-bullshit coaches do well. So that's good to have. Those are good attributes to have. I want to be like dominate the teams we're supposed to. Let's do that this weekend. Dude, if we go out and drop a 56-10 this weekend, I'm going to actually take that really well. Like, I'm not going to take that as if you're blowing out like no disrespect, like Utah State or Samford. UTSA is a respectable G5 program. If you handle business to a high level, I'll actually take that and feel like that's a really good sign for this football team. More so than just, your typical week one pushover. Because I don't think that's what UTSA is. You feel good, David, but more apathy? Expand on that. So you feel different about this team, but you feel more apathetic? I'd like you to expand on that. I'm just curious. Like, you think whatever you want to think. Doesn't bother me, but interesting statement. And you see how they play against UTSA before I get extremely hyped. I feel different because we were so close, and Elko can fix it quickly. That's a good point. We were really close last year. We were right there. You're not excited about college football? You know what I thought growing up? That I would lose excitement for college football hasn't gone away for me. I mean, this is the most excited I've been in years. Play to Win says what Elko did here at A&M and what he did at Duke and now doing it for A&M. I mean, if he does what he did at Duke here, just scale it up, right? That's the hope. That's the prayer. Elko will be better once he gets a couple more recruiting classes in. And yeah, that's true. Get his guys, because when he had his guys on this defense, like 21 defense was his last year as the DC, and that was the best A&M defense under Mike Elko. All right, guys. Before we get into the last calls, I need chat participation here, all right? I'm going to write these down and see how we do at the end of the year. I want us to predict season awards. I want to give preseason Texas A&M awards. And we're going to start with A&M's offensive MVP. So type it in the chat right now. Who do you think A&M's offensive MVP is in 2025? The easy answer is Marcel Reed. Dual threat quarterback, just being the quarterback, the signal caller. Does he play to the level where he's clearly the best player on this offense, clearly the guy that makes us go? Or is it a difference maker like KC Concepcion? Is it KC, like a guy that can take the ball and just be a game changer for A&M? Or is it a running back? Is it Le'Veon? I think those are the big three we're looking at there. Or is there a surprise candidate? Let's see what the chat says. P-Dog says Marcel. Mickey says Le'Veon. James Busby says Le'Veon. There's a Bussy. Okay, I like the Bussy explosion. Moss, okay. Mario Craver, I like it. I like how we're mixing it up a little bit. Salty Matt says Moss. Craver for Ronnie Barker. All right, high hopes for Craver. Craver can be an app. I like when Aggies Today came on the channel. He kind of called Craver the X factor of this offense. Kind of the guy that can be that big play difference maker, something we haven't seen at A&M in a while. If he is that consistently, I could see it being a guy like Craver or an ABR. Dead Messenger says Bussy. Moss is too damn good. There's a KC. A Thor from Benzo. That would be huge for this team. Getting that level of play from the tight end position would be massive, Benzo. Good to see you, Benzo. KC, Concepcion, Le'Veon. All right, guys. I'll give it a couple more. It feels like this is Le'Veon. Bethel Roman from Rowley. I like it. I like how we're getting some kind of, some diversity in the answers here. The Aggie Band. KC's going to make the Aggie Band work, right? All right, guys. Timer's up. We have Le'Veon Moss as our preseason offensive MVP. It is so great. It is so big for this team that Le'Veon is actually ready to go week one. Because there was a world coming back from, now we know, an ACL and an MCL, that he's not ready to go week one. But the recovery went really well. I like this one, Armaje Reed Adams, giving the offensive line some love, because no matter who it is, the offensive line will have a say in it. That's the beer talking right there. My apologies. KC, everyone knows, leaving Craver open. And that's another thing, Ronnie Barker. I love what you bring up here. This offense will have the luxury of not having a single guy to like zero in on. Like you think of a few years back, like when we had Anias was the playmaker of the offense. You could zero in on him. Or even in like 2020, it was like Spiller, Weidemeyer, Anias. I feel like you have more capable guys than we've had in a while. Like just a plethora of dudes that can make it happen. Terry Bussey from Play to Win. Tyler White. I hope Tyler White's not the go-to guy. I hope he's not the MVP. We don't want to be punting that much, but I like the sentiment. All right, guys. Offensive MVP is Le'Veon Moss. I see a Nyblack pick. That's cool. That'd be awesome out of the tight end position. If we get a tight end MVP, that'd be a difference maker because that is hard to guard if you have a high-level tight end. All right, guys. Let's flip the field. Defensive MVP of 2025. Who is it going to be? Candidates are obviously Cassius Howell, just wreaking havoc in backfields, being that game-changing defensive end. You know, they're a hot commodity. Defensive ends, edge rushers that can change games by themselves, that's MVP worthy. So Cassius Howell, serious candidate. Or is it a guy like Torin York, just making everybody around him better, being that leader, being that quarterback of a defense? I think Torin York's a great candidate. I think Will Lee's a great candidate, right? Will Lee locking down wide receiver 1. Bryce Anderson from Rowley. I like it. Scooby's a good one. Scooby has a chance with his build, his athleticism, his size, what he is next to Torin York to really make some money this year. That's a good one, Alpha Cobra. I like it. Will Lee the blanket. Will Lee, I love it. Cassius Howell with Will Lee as a close second. Mickey says Torian. I like that one too. Marcus Ratcliffe's an interesting one. We've heard great things, man. Will Lee. Regis will show out. I like the Albert Regis pick, man. I think there's another level potentially to Albert Regis this year. I think he's transformed his body. I think he's been around for a long time. I think there's a Regis path here. Bryce going to be mad at me. Who are you picking, Play to Win? Who we got? Oh, you got Will Lee already. Yeah. No, Bryce could be a close second, right, Play to Win? It's got to be Howell. Seeing him be a disruptive force against all these O-lines would be huge. Needs to be a D lineman. You know what? The guy we're not mentioning, and if it becomes this guy, not because other guys are bad, but because this guy emerges, could make the biggest difference to this team, is DJ Hicks. I've been talking about it all offseason. If I could have one player who we don't really know what we're going to get from in 2025 to emerge and be a game changer, to me, I'd want it to be DJ Hicks. Because from that 3-tech or nose guard position, I think that's what A&M needs based on personnel because you don't have many bodies behind your top guys there. But I think that position can really change every single play. I think you can get that from a 5-star guy who's been around for a few years, who's developing. If it's DJ Hicks, and I wouldn't pick DJ Hicks right now because we need to see it, that could be a game changer for us. Dalton Brooks, dude is built to play for a long time. I totally agree with that. And if it's Dalton, that's a big deal too. We need plus safety play. And it makes me happy that a couple of y'all are mentioning safeties. Howell, Scooby. I like it, guys. I got his Aggie warm. Oh, I remember Play to Win. I know. You talked to his uncle, right? Howell. Regis build looks awesome right now compared to last season. Yeah, dude. He has just transformed over the last 2 off seasons. Regis has been building and building his body. It's really good to see. I need this to stay on camera because we need to remember what just happened. 25 seconds. Marco Jones, MVP as a freshman. I can't call it impossible, dude. I can't call it impossible. If this dude, if that spring game, if that high school tape just scales into his college career, how the hell do you keep him off the field, right? Even in a room that has a bunch of dudes. Our third down packages, I know we have some prove it factor with this defensive line, but something that I am not questioning is this third down defensive end pass rush ability. I think we have some dudes between Howell, Kennedy, Marco Jones, Dayon Hayes, TJ Searcy. I don't know how they're going to use these guys on third down. I think third down defensive line pass rushing could be great. Uncle Ryan, that's right. York. Regis has his dad's strength too. That's a real thing. Another Marco Jones. I like it. If DJ Hicks has a great year, does he go to the league? That's a great question. It's a great question. If he has a great year, yeah, he does. He has everything you need. He has the measurables. All right, guys. I'm going to count them up because it's really close between Howell and Will Lee. All right, here's the Howell count. Howell. Howell. It's 4 Howells, 4 Howells. Let's see how many Willies we have. Willie. That's 4 Willies. Willie is our preseason defensive player of the year, and that is a great pick, man. I mean, when is the last time A&M just had a lockdown corner? It's been Jalen Jones, right? Is that his name? I blink on names. Of course I blink on names. Jalen Jones, 2021, 2022. Yeah, Will Lee could be another level even above that, I think. I think Will Lee could be one of the best corners in the league this year. So, great stuff coming. All right, guys. Breakout player of the year. We got Bussy. You could throw Howell back into this thing. You could throw a Scooby into this thing. You could throw a Reuben Owens into this. You could throw any of those newcomers in. You could throw a KC into this. You could throw a Craver, an ABR into this. Who's the breakout player of the year? Chappelle. Concepcion. I like these. I like these a lot. I'm going to put it on the screen. Bethel Roman says, Rolly, I like that one, dude. I like that. KC, we got 2 KCs. BTR, is that Bethel Roman? Yeah, that's Bethel Roman. We got 2 KCs and 2 Bethel Romans. Who's y'all's breakout? I think my breakout's... I think Bethel Roman, because I think with KC we expect a little bit. I think Bethel Roman is based on like practice and like insider information. If Bethel Roman comes out and he is a difference maker in the deep ball this year, I am comfortable calling it Bethel Roman. My vote's Bethel Roman. EJ Smith, wow. Yeah, we've heard good things about EJ. ABR for Casey Harmon. Noah says KC. Marco Jones again. The name won't go away. Marco Jones has a big role this year, guys. It's going to be fun. Another EJ Smith. I like it. Okay. KC. Scooby seems like he's such a dog. I'll pull from me. I love Scooby, dude. Nyblacks, if he does, I think that's the difference to make the playoffs. The receiver with size, the safety valve. If this guy's as athletic and as good at receiver as we've been hearing, it could be amazing. Randy Bond, breakout player, just knocking down extra points all day long. Reuben Owens. All right, guys. I think this is pretty close between ABR and KC. All right, guys, it's between ABR and KC. Y'all pick one of those. Last few chats will decide it. Let's give it 3 more. Bussy. That's a good one, too. Bussy's going to have a very specific Bussy role this year. I'm excited to see it. That's one of the things I'm watching for sure in Game 1. Bethel Roman. All right, guys. Breakout player of the year is ABR. All right, guys. Last 2 categories here, and then we're going to get into the calls. Freshman of the year. I think I know where this is going. Freshman of the year. Make it quick. Make it easy. Who's the freshman of the year? I'll let y'all type it. Landon Rink. I like it, Rolly. I like it. Mixing it up a little bit. It's possible, dude. There is availability at the back end of this defensive tackle rotation. And I believe this is a competition going through the first 2 games. Like, I think we're going to see a deep rotation in that DT room. This is my prediction. Against UTSA and Utah State. And by the way, I love how Patrick Mahomes is here watching Dylan Raiola. Twins. Marco Jones. Rink is putting up a freaking fight right now, and I kind of love it. Is that y'all's pick of the young DTs to make a splash this year, Landon Rink? Marco Jones. I'm going to give it to Marco Jones because that's mine too. But I'm going to give like an HM. I'm going to give an HM to Landon Rink. Here, y'all want to see what I'm seeing right here? I'm typing these out. We're going to revisit this later. We're going to revisit this for sure. Boom. Freshman of the year. HM, Landon Rink. So we're going to keep that one in the chamber too. All right, last one of the year. I called it Cult Hero, Cult Favorite, Fan Favorite. Who's the one guy we didn't list who y'all think make a splash this year? It could be offense, defense, special teams, whatever y'all want. Who is the biggest difference maker that we did not mention today? I like Jay Morrow too. That's a good one, Salty Matt. That's a good one. DJ Sanders is a good one too. Mr. 6 sacks. Dude, that spring game was nutty for him. Like, Casey, if that is scalable to the real season, like, Marco Jones is, like, starting. I mean, come on. Or, like, playing regularly on this defense. Marcel Reed has not been named. Marcel Reed. Are we going to give Marcel Reed the cult hero? We're just going to go with the obvious answer here. Le'Veon's been picked. Will Lee's been picked. ABR. KC has not been picked. KC and Howell are available too. All right, we're going Marcel Reed. Maroon Goons. I love it, Joe. I love it. Nyblack's a good one too. Nyblack's come up a lot tonight. He could be a difference maker this year. Thor's come up a couple times, P-Dog. I like that one. Reed. I think we got to go Reed here. I think Reed's just got to be the favorite. I think we can all agree that the quarterback needs some love, right? I like Reed. I got to give honorable mentions tonight, though, to a couple guys that have come up a lot. I think Nyblack's come up a couple times. I think KC's come up a couple times. I'm going to give an honorable mention to KC because he's been mentioned a lot. He's been mentioned a lot tonight. All right, guys. Those are our preseason Aggie awards. Let me get it back on screen. We have offensive MVP, Mr. Le'Veon Moss. Mr. I'm a man, stepping out of bounds, is like running from a fight. Mr. I just be ballin'. He's our freaking he's just like the guy that the fan base loves. He's a guy we can just galvanize, just gather around because he's not a big talker, but he's so quotable, right? He's awesome. For a guy that doesn't like talking, he has the best one-liners. It's amazing what Le'Veon does, on the mic. Defensive MVP, Will Lee. I love it, man. I got to believe this is true. Will Lee, Cassius Howell. I'm going to give Cassius the HM here. I'm just going to call him Cash because he's going to make a lot of cash this year. Breakout player is ABR. I'm going to leave that alone because I agree. ABR is the breakout candidate on this team this year. But let's give an honorable mention in our minds and in our hearts. Got to say Marco Jones is in there even as a freshman. No one's mentioned Rylan Kennedy tonight. No one's mentioned Rylan Kennedy, guys. Rylan Kennedy's been a guy that's been waiting for his time. He played a little bit last year. He's totally transformed his body. Rylan Kennedy, let's give that man some love too. And honestly, Dayon Hayes, TJ Searcy, who knows, man? Who freaking knows? And you know who got highlighted on Wednesday? This is one we didn't talk about. Wednesday, talking about the linebacker room. Mike Elko said that Jordan Lockhart has made it to where they have to play him. Jordan Lockhart, guys, look for him. Look for him to make his way this year. This is the Jordan Lockhart breakout year too. All right, and then we have our freshman of the year, Marco Jones, with an honorable mention for Landon Rink, and then fan favorite cult hero, Marcel Reed and KC Concepcion. So many options, guys. I love how there wasn't an obvious answer for any of these, right? That's what's so exciting about this team. So many exciting pieces and weapons. All right, guys, we are going to transition to the call-in portion of the show. I'm going to let Trooper Drew finish his thoughts, and we'll get into Theo, Rolly, Jonathan, play to win. Guys, y'all call in, predict the score right, and you'll make the Hall of Fame and be in the background of the channel the rest of the season. Let's go. Trooper Drew, man. Got you back on loud and clear. You good?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes. We left off talking about how Elko has Saban qualities, how this is the most excited you've been. Maybe when's the last time you were this excited? Let's pick up there.
Man, honestly, probably since my freshman year. I mean,
Yeah.
Seriously, man. I feel like all the last times I've been this excited has just been just buy-in, preseason hype type of stuff. But it has never felt this way. I mean, the continuity that we have, the promise that we see from Marcel Reed, people hate on him a lot, and I understand. It makes sense, but they don't know the full truth. If you look at his stats compared to Nussmeier, I mean, there's not much of a difference besides the deep ball.
Yeah,
it's the only difference.
And even that is attainable. Last year's Nussmeier deep ball numbers, that is attainable for
only
Marcel
36%.
Yeah, exactly.
Only 36%. That's not that good. I mean, and Marcel's numbers between 10 and 20 was actually better than Nussmeier's.
Exactly. And we're not going to be asking Marcel to dot defenses up with the deep ball. We have enough personnel, we have enough weapons, we have the offensive line to play a relatively short game, a lot of RPO, a lot of short routes, a lot of running, but we just got to hit those deep shots when they're available because they are going to make themselves available.
Oh, absolutely, man. With the offensive line and the stable that we have, it's going to make the safeties and the DBs cheat. And when that happens, I trust Klein is going to make them pay for it. At the right time, Marcel will be ready for it. I really think so.
Yes, sir, man. How you feel about the defense?
Dude, I think they're sleepers for sure, especially the D-line. I don't want to say that the D-line, they did underperform. I don't want to say that they disappointed. They underperformed. But also, I heard something interesting this past week is that Elko was scheming to make up for the backs, the secondaries
Yes.
lack in production.
Yes.
So maybe that's the reason why they weren't performing as much as we expected them to. But that I don't know. It's kind of hard to believe as well because they started out hot, but like even in the middle of the season, they weren't doing that great. And so,
yeah. Look, here's the best way I can do it. I think there were some games where they weren't as disruptive as we would have hoped. But I also think that just sheer tackling was a struggle for this whole team, and I think that showed itself in the defensive line at times. Like, think about the South Carolina game. I can think of 2 or 3 plays off the rip where we could have had sacks and Lenoris just runs free. I can think about that happening versus Peyton Thorne and Auburn. I can think about that happening versus Texas.
That happened against Arkansas. Do you remember that the first drive with Arkansas? We got a sack, I think, or a tackle for loss, and it's their 3rd down and long. And they took it down for a touchdown because we missed the sack.
Yeah, exactly. But another part of that is the secondary, I think. I think the nickel position, having to flip-flop there, having to take several weeks to finally land on moving BJ Mays from corner to nickel, I think that was like kind of like a lull in the defensive line productivity, and that really changed when we got him in there versus LSU. And then versus Auburn and in the bowl game where we didn't have Will Lee and Tyreek Chappelle. That's a big deal. That's going to affect your defensive line as well, even though I think Cassius Howell had a great bowl game. And I think that was
I don't know how I forgot that Will Lee wasn't in the Auburn game. I mean, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, he played the first drive, and he got hurt on the first drive, one of the first plays of the game. He finished the drive, but then we never saw him again. And I think Scooby left the game for a while late versus Auburn. So, yeah, health is paramount, obviously, every year, but we're getting a lot of guys back, and they have to stay healthy. They have to hit the ground running. So, yeah, I think that all plays an effect in it. I think that's all part of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I'm excited for it. I think our D-line is going to be – I think they're going to be better this year for sure, and partly because I think our secondary is going to be better as well. So it's going to allow them to have more time to get to the quarterback. And Cassius Howell is a sleeper. I mean, how is he not a starter? And then correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to say something to embarrass myself, but did he lead the team in sacks last year?
He did not lead the team in sacks, but I think his numbers are right there in line with what Scorton and Stewart did. And what I did this thing deep off season, like a Cassius Howell spotlight. If you extrapolate his stats and give him the relative same amount of snaps that Scorton and Stewart had, he would have had the most sacks. He would have had the most tackles for losses. He would have had the most tackles. I think he had more tackles than Stewart did, even in his backup role. So let's just see if he can be a focal point, if he can be a down-to-down guy, if that thing scales up and he can just do it again. That would be huge, man. He had a great bowl game.
Yo, dude, crazy. And who was it that had, 6 sacks in the spring game?
That was Marco Jones, dude. That was Marco Jones. True freshman, incoming freshman. I know, man.
Oh, man, that's just the continuity that not the continuity. That's just the recruiting that you see from Elko starting to step up. You know, I'm excited to see. I'm excited for this year. Don't get me wrong, but I'm excited to see what we're going to be in 2 or 3 years. Because man, I think he's building a beast, an empire, like a true empire right now.
I love how he gets his guys. Because Marco Jones, the most anticipated freshman, I would say, wasn't even the highest rated guy. Wasn't a top 100 guy in his class, I don't think. And we feel like he's super talented. We feel like he could be one of the best guys on this team for years to come, but it's super exciting, man. All right, let's end it with this, Trooper Drew. Give me your score prediction for Game 1 for a chance to make the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, okay. Man, so I'll just tell you straight off the rip. So I think it's going to be 2 touchdowns by UTSA, followed by 3 field goals.
Okay.
So for a score of – hold up, I've had a few. Help me out.
Same. That's 23. That's 23.
23. I think we're going to get 5 touchdowns with 2 field goals, so 41.
41 to 23, very much in the realm of possibility. I think we can get 6 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, but I think I'd be okay with that as long as some of those UTSA scores come late.
So what made me predict this is what you're saying. They're going to get late touchdowns, right? Mm-hmm. I think we're going to have a wide enough spread that maybe we can give our backup some reps.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think they'll have some drives. They'll take us down the field a little bit, and then we'll get to a point where they stop us. Maybe he makes a bad throw, our backup does, and then we have to kick a field goal. That's why I have us kicking that many field goals.
Yeah.
So that's my thought process.
Yeah, that's reasonable, man. And I think A&M, I think Salty Matt's kind of saying it right now. Health is our biggest risk this year. We have good starters. I'm not sure about the depth is fully built. Well, yeah, and the thing is, the depth changes when guys go down, right? Because, like, I think your twos right now are good. But if ones go down, your twos take a hit. And I think that's what you're getting at, Salty Matt. And we do have a lot of guys coming back from injury. We have a couple on the offensive line, minor injuries. Obviously, Le'Veon, Ruben, Chappelle. Quite a few guys. Scooby, obviously, but he played last year. So I do think that A&M's be pretty willing to sit guys earlier than maybe normal this game, especially with kind of a 2-game ramp up into Notre Dame, being full go for Notre Dame. So I think backdoor cover is very much in play this game, but I like the prediction, Trooper Drew. I hope we score more than 41 personally, but it's very much possible, man.
For sure. The only reason why I thought only 41 is because bringing in some backups.
For sure.
Into some reps.
For sure. Well, all right, man. It was good talking to you at the eve of the season, man. We'll talk after we see the team.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.
No, all good. It happens, man. You have a great night. Gig 'em.
Yes, sir. You too.
All righty, man. Let's move things right along. 2 defensive touchdowns? Maybe, Ben. So I would love that. I would love that, man. I would love this defense to just make a statement in game 1 because I think there is a statement to be made against a pretty good G5 offense. Maybe one of the best G5 offenses this year if everything pans out the way the season ended for UTSA. The way it went last year for UTSA, when they played Texas early first half of the year, they were they lost a bunch of games early. They were not clicking early, but they found something late. They started playing their best football late. Quarterback Owen McCown played really well late, and they're trying to pick up from there because they bring most of their, if not pretty much all of their offense back. So let's see this defense really do well against a pretty good opponent offensively. But again, A&M's offense should have their way. Theo, how's it going, man? It's good to hear from you.
Yeah. It was good to hear from you too, you young man.
Yes, sir. How'd you like the ring dunk? Did I do good?
I didn't catch it, but I heard it. So, yeah, you did well from the timing.
Yes. Heck yeah, Theo. Well, all right, man. Eve of the season, how we feeling, man?
People are going to hate me because I'm still sitting on 8-4. But I think it's more a testament, like I was telling LSU fan at work today, I think it's more about the testament of the strength of the SEC and not necessarily because we're an 8-4 team. I feel like maybe if we were any other conference, we'd probably be somewhere in that 10 to undefeated range.
So it's basically the schedule that's keeping you down right now because of pretty much the away split, because all of our toughest games, our 3 toughest games you would think are on the road.
Correct. The 3 toughest games are on the road, and then, there's always that one game that ends up popping us in behind. I'm really worried about that Arkansas-Louisiana State back-to-back games. That's scary to have to play consecutive rivals like that.
Yeah.
And so that, that kind of just gives me hesitation in terms of the standings and things like that.
It's fair. We got to prove it, right? Like, you got to see it first. I totally respect that and understand that. And right now I'm calling 8-4 the floor. I don't think there's a 7-5 path because I like this team enough, but I think 8-4 is definitely possible. Unfortunately, of course, we're striving for past that. I'm predicting 9-3. I feel like I see a 10-2 capable team, but my pick's 9-3 right in the middle.
I definitely see. I even told him today. I said I can see us going 12-0. I don't think there's a team that we can't beat. But the problem with the SEC is I don't think that there's a team that we can't lose to either.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Except maybe Mississippi State, but even then, the way Mississippi State falls inside the schedule, it's in that weird period where we're getting ready to play rivals, and then they're right before them, and it's just I don't trust what we've seen so far, and knowing what the SEC is like and how even it really seems to be this year, even more so than last year. I don't know how I can pick myself up.
There's a lot of parity in the conference, it feels like, this year. It feels like there's a lot of teams that could do great, a lot of teams that have high floors, low ceilings. But with A&M bringing so much back, there's also a path where A&M is that team that has continuity and stability that can,
that other teams don't have.
exactly,
End up
can benefit
undefeated.
from that. Exactly. So that is definitely there too. And of course, as you get to the latter portion of the year, that advantage starts to dwindle as teams start to come together. But I think there's a path for A&M to hit the ground running in SEC play. And with that Mississippi State game, obviously we out-talent them by quite a bit right now. They're very much in rebuild mode. They're kind of at the bottom right now. But A&M has to focus up against any SEC opponent. Because of that, I'm starting to become like slightly grateful for having the night game and the blackout for that to just kind of galvanize the 12th man no matter what happens with Mississippi State.
I still have nightmares about that because remember, I don't know if you remember it, but we once had an all-black glow-in-the-dark helmet and outfit, and we played Mississippi State on or around Halloween, and it was like the largest crowd we've ever had and all that, and they still beat us. And they were supposed to be bad that year. And so I still have like
they're scars from the Mississippi schools, but I would say maybe I mean that's fair, but this should be like one of the worst couple of Mississippi States we've seen. This should be. Yeah. So hopefully that's all right. Yeah. But what was your record prediction? You're still 8-4. Okay. What do you have? What do you have our losses yet?
I'm gonna have to keep it.
Just gonna go classic Notre Dame, LSU, Texas, and then one more.
And then I'm gonna say we're gonna drop Arkansas in Arkansas.
Ooh, that'd be brutal. That's a team we should be able to get, but that would be brutal. It's in a weird spot on the schedule, and it's at their place. But all right, Theo, any big takes about this team? Any like Marcel Reed takes, defense takes?
I think we'll be top 40 defensively. So I think we take a 40 point, or not 40 point, but a 40 spot jump in terms of like yardage and overall defense.
Okay.
I think defensively our points per game drops to under 20, but not quite to the 15-point level that we were before Elka leaves.
That would be good for top 28-ish defense in the country. And of the playoff teams, I think it was only playoff teams or 9-3 SEC teams that were top 30 in both offense and defensive scoring. And getting the defense there, I think that would be enough if the offense does what we think to at least have a chance.
Right. I think we can push our scoring closer to 38 a game. I see improvements. The way the schedule falls, it scares me. Like I think we improve overall.
Yeah.
In everything that we think are deficient, but the way the schedule falls, it scares me. I can see us losing a 41-38 game at Arkansas. I can see us losing a 41-35 at LSU.
I think the first three games will tell us what we need to know about this season.
Exactly.
At least the first portion of the season, because teams can get better over the course of the year. But I think the first three can somewhat tell us where we're going. I think that's what we'll know. But all right, Theo, let's end with this. What's the outlook versus UTSA, and what's your score prediction?
I'm gonna go 45-24.
That's my score.
I think we're up early, 35-14.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put in the backups and we give up 10.
Yeah.
And something like that happens where they backdoor cover or something.
Yeah.
Or we're up like 42-10 and then our backups get a field goal and, they get quick 10 points or something that brings that spread in play or in danger.
Yeah.
So
I think that's right there where I'm at.
I expect it to be a good game.
Yep. I think this is not your typical like layup G5 school. This is a pretty good G5 school, especially offensively. So I think A&M's offense can get some work in, but I think the defense will definitely have its challenges. And if it's 24 and it happens the way you're talking about, I won't be too upset about that. I'll look at areas where we'll have to see how the game plays out. But if it's backdoor cover, I'm not going to feel terrible. But if this defense can hold UTSA to like under 17, holding to 14-13, that'd feel pretty dang good in a week one. But
right.
All right, Theo, man, I appreciate you calling in. Any last thoughts?
Yes, sir. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy what this offense is going to do, because I think this offense is going to be one of our more explosive offenses than we've had in several years. And I think it's going to be a well-rounded offense where you're going to have several big plays in the passing game and average like 250 yards passing, but I also can see us averaging like 200 yards rushing at the same time, and carrying a 450 yard per game type average, and be very balanced in that aspect.
Yep. I have a hot take right now, and Theo, I'll let you go, man. I appreciate the call. You got me onto this. I think coming out of game one, the storyline we're most happy about is going to be the A&M passing game. I just have a feeling in this first game, UTSA is going to want to prove Marcel Reed, would make Marcel Reed prove it, and I think he's going to prove it against UTSA. Now, whether that scales into the better defenses we play, whether that scales in Notre Dame, scales into Florida, I don't know. But my prediction right now is coming out of game one, I think the talk of the town is going to be this passing game and these receivers. That's just my prediction. That's my take right now. And I appreciate you, Theo, for getting me there because I wanted to get that out there tonight. All right, let's catch up with the chat. We'll move things along to Rolly. I can't wait to hear from Rolly and get his score prediction. We have 2 predictions so far on the night, both pretty close to each other. I think we're all in line pretty much tonight. I think some areas the depth is inexperienced, so I don't see a 10-2 season. I think we're, I think we have depth. We don't have the depth in certain areas to sustain major injuries. But I do think we have quality depth at most areas, rotational depth. But at defensive tackle, linebacker, who knows? If Lockhart's actually emerging, that actually gives us some life there in kind of the deeper parts of the linebacker room. That'd be huge for us. And at receiver, you don't want to lose a KC. You really don't want to lose a KC. But, there are depth at other places. But I think rotationally we have some good depth. I was at South Carolina 15 where we had the glow-in-the-dark helmets. We wore them against LSU too. West Texas Aggie fan says 8-4. What the heck? Come on, have some faith. I hear you, but I know there's a lot of people that want the team to prove it, and this is a tough schedule. I'm 9-3. I see a 10-2 path. 8-4 to me is still a reasonable prediction, but it's not where I'm going. We're going to drop some of those away games. I think the most likely, a random game we drop right now is Missouri, because I don't think it's Arkansas. In my opinion right now, we're going to learn a lot after week 1, 2, and 3. I do not think Arkansas has the troops to keep up with us, even on the road, even in a trap game scenario. I'm feeling okay about that game as of right now. But I think Missouri is a pretty scary road game right now. And I think an Auburn or a Florida could get us. I think 10-2 is realistic. Hell yeah, it is, King Domino. I think it's very realistic this year. I think if A&M wants to get respect, they have to beat Notre Dame. You don't have to beat Notre Dame to achieve at the highest level in 2025, but it would certainly help. It would certainly help to instill that confidence in week 3. It'd be a great sign that you can go on the road and do that, especially with the road games we have coming up. And it would earn a lot of respect, Jeb. It would earn you a lot of respect. But I don't think it has to happen, but I think it is the best way to get there. Hey, Drew, when do you think the quarterback injury curse ends? This year, Marcel Reed will be in the game versus UTSA and versus Texas and all the games in between. It's this year, Jeremiah. I'm calling it. You better call it too. Always happens within the first 3 games. Well, let's get out of the first 3 games with Marcel Reed in there. They need to beat Notre Dame. Again, I don't think they need to. You haven't heard this. This was an older message. I don't think they need to, but I think it's the best path to do it. I sure hope he does. I feel like he needs the huge confidence boost in the passing game. I think it's going to happen in week 1. That's just my prediction, though. Defensive tackle and wide receiver depth concerns me with injuries. Yep. And healthy in the playoffs. There we go. All right. Rolly, how you feeling, man? Good to hear from you.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Did you like the ring dunk? I did good, right? I felt good about it.
I thought you did a great job, bro.
Yeah, it could have been much worse. I could have puked on camera.
Hey, I would have enjoyed that also.
I know you would have, you freaking sicko. I know, dude. I know. Instead, I didn't realize I was gulping right next to the mic, so everybody got an earful of that. But I feel good about 25 seconds, man. It could have gone a lot worse.
Nah, I did a hell of a job, bro. I think maybe if I finish ahead of you in fantasy football, I'm gonna make you do 2 of those back to back.
You know what, Rolly? I gotta say, I'm feeling confident right now. I feel like that's a reasonable punishment for me at this moment, but who knows?
We might go that route, brother. We might go that route.
That's not a bad one. I'll throw it on camera for you. I'll throw it in the chat. I'll do it. Rolly's my fantasy football GM this year. He's the league manager this year, so he's gonna talk his trash throughout the season.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah, that's the beautiful
It
part.
wouldn't be me if I'm not, man.
I know it, man. Well, I hope you recovered from earlier today. We shipped our focus to Aggie football. How you feeling, man?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. got that unfortunate news from the Dallas Cowboys today,
I
but
feel for y'all, man. I feel for y'all.
that kind of just went off on the chat. But
You
I'm
have
good,
to.
though. I'm good.
You gotta
Good.
vent
I'm all
that
right. We
out.
move
You
on.
gotta vent that shit out, man. That's rough.
Yeah, we move on. What
Yes.
could we do? We don't make the decisions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, man. But no, other than that, man, everything's good. Excited for the game this weekend. I know at the beginning of the week I said I wanted the week to go by quick. Unfortunately for me, it has not.
Yeah, I hear you. Same.
No. And I think it's maybe because, we're looking forward to the game on Saturday, and we want talking season to be over already. We want to see the product on the field. We want to see this team compete. We want to see this team see what they could do.
Exactly. Man.
So I'm definitely excited for that. Don't want to take away too much of your time. I got to go pack for a road trip. But real quick, score prediction. 48-10, man. 48-10 Aggies.
I love it. That'd be a great
48-10
game, man.
Aggies.
All right,
I'm hearing a lot of chatter and a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're going to give up." I don't see UTSA scoring over 20 points. I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't. I just really don't. So I'm going 48-10. Aggies win. Yeah, that's my score prediction. And just to touch on a couple other things that you did, I knew I threw Landon Brink out there for the Rookie of the Year, and that was a hard decision over Marco Jones because we know Marco Jones is going to be special.
Yeah.
But I followed recruitments when they were coming up, man. And I can tell you one thing, Landon Brink, when he came in and he signed with A&M and he said, Aggieland's home, you felt that. Like, I don't see Landon Brink going anywhere but being a Texas A&M Aggie. And that's one thing I love about him. Like, that guy is going to breathe Texas A&M football, and that's what I like. So, and dude's a beast.
He's an athletic freak at his size. He's an athletic freak. 280. He played 7-on-7s as a tight end at 280.
Yeah, the dude is an absolute unit, man. A beast of an athlete. Looking forward for what he could do, in the defensive line, and definitely Marco Jones as well. So, few players that I'm looking forward to watching. Definitely those two. But yeah, man.
I love it.
Just wanted to call in and just give you my quick score prediction because I want to be on that damn board.
You can make it this year, man. Just Thursdays, quick call, get it in. You'll if you're consistent and you get your attempt every week, that's how you do it. So I believe in you. Keep chipping away at it. I actually like the Landon Rink prediction for this reason. I think the D end room is kind of crowded with upperclassmen. I think there's like a lot of opportunity for a fourth defensive tackle to emerge this year because you rotate 4 for sure. And I think Landon could earn that. I think we're going to find out early this year. And he has maintained that Aggie land like stability and message the whole time he's been here. He loves it. He wants it here. He wants to be great here. I'm excited to watch it, man. I love the prediction. All right, Rolly, you take care. Thanks for calling in. All right. Moving right along. Jonathan, we're 2 days out, man. How are we feeling about the UTSA game? How are we feeling about the 2025 season?
Man, Drew, as all the other callers, when you were doing your ring duck, man, I did it too.
You did? Yes. I love it.
Hey, I'm pumped, man. I think this team, dude, I think we go for a 9-3 record this year.
That'd be a damn good year with this schedule, man. That'd be a damn good year.
Yes. Yeah, a 9-3 and on the cusp of the CFP playoffs. Or trying to go for the SEC champ, in Georgia.
Yeah, shoot, man. If you go 9-3 and one of those losses is to Notre Dame, you're a 2-loss SEC team. You could make your way into Atlanta. You absolutely could. That's on the table, man.
Yeah. See, I got us losing to Notre Dame. I got us losing to LSU, and then I got us losing to them Sips in Austin.
I love how you can't say their name. I love that. I love how you call them
know,
Simpson Austin. I love that.
man, Drew, and you were doing the poll. Casey, Elko has been praising Casey.
He has.
Casey is going to be an offensive weapon for us.
He's gonna be wide receiver 1. He's gonna be the go-to guy.
Yes.
He's gonna be the guy we're in a pinch. We draw a play up for this player. Like if we're in a third and medium, we're going Casey Concepcion, man. I think he's the leading receptions guy. He's probably the lead touchdowns guy. He's the get out of jail free card. He's the big play guy. It's Casey's time, man. It really is. And we've seen a couple of clips coming out of fall camp. It feels like him and Marcel are building something together. Let's see it come together, man. He could be special.
Yes, sir. And as far as my score for Saturday,
let's get it.
48-3.
Ooh. I love that. Man, if we do that, you know how good I'm going to feel about this defense?
I know, Drew. I love our wrecking crew defense. I've always been a fighting nag, and I like the way Elko is bringing our defense better.
He does it every year, man. Everywhere he's been, it's been year on year, every year to year improvement. That's what it's been for Elko. And if we get 48-3 in the first game, I feel like they're ahead of schedule, man. I would feel so good about this season, even though it's UTSA. It's not Notre Dame just yet. I would feel stellar about that.
Yes. Oh, me too, man. I think I know you have I know you got Le'Veon for offensive MVP, but I would write Marcel's name down too.
I'm surprised it wasn't Marcel. I get Le'Veon is like last year he was clearly our MVP, and if he does it again, he will be. But I think Marcel has that not only like in the position of quarterback to do it. I think he actually has that upside to be like a plus quarterback. He has that path ahead of him. And the weapons around him now.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, Jonathan. Any closing thoughts, man? I appreciate the call. I love the score prediction.
Man, it's Giggle Max. Beat UTSA, even though you live in San Antonio.
Beat that team that's 1 mile this way to me right now. I look out this window over here. I see UTSA. We're going to beat the hell out of them. Thank you, Jonathan.
Exactly.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right. Great call from Jonathan. Ring Duncan with us, man. Jonathan's getting after it. Jeremiah says, am I delusional or is this honestly the most complete team A&M has had in a while? I think going into a season, it is. 2020 ended up being that. 21 wasn't because you didn't have the quarterback play or the offensive line play. You had the best defense you've had in a while in 2021. 2020, I don't think we anticipated having that good of a season, and it became that. I think going into a year, Jeremiah, it is. But A&M has had years where they have that and haven't performed, so now it's time to just go out and freaking do it. It's time to go out and freaking win football games with this roster. But I agree, man. You're not delusional. It is. Do you think they can beat LSU, says King Domino. King Domino, I predict it. I predict A&M beats LSU in Death Valley. That's my prediction this year. I think A&M matches up really well with LSU. And LSU is going to play Clemson in week 1. We're going to learn a lot about LSU in this game. I honestly feel like Clemson wins this game pretty comfortably. That's my opinion right now. I have Clemson winning it. Clemson's my national champion pick. And I'm not going to write LSU off if they lose the game, but if they make this game competitive, if they show they can protect Garrett Nussmeier, if they can get a push and get Caden Durham involved in this game and get a consistent running attack to complement what we think could be a strong passing attack, I will change my tune about LSU right away because we're going to learn a lot in week 1. But as it stands right now, I have LSU going 9-3, but I have A&M as one of their losses. So I think we beat LSU this year. That's my take, man. Been thinking about it all off season. All right, let's get to the next caller. Play to win, man. How we feeling? It's been a while.
Hey, Bubba, how's it going?
Dude, it's going phenomenally right now. We have 2 days. 2 days, man. We get to see this. What do you call it? An overstacked roster? What do you call it?
We're just overstacked with talent.
We're overstacked with talent. I love it. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? You have the floor now. Let's hear how you're feeling, Mr. Play to Win.
I'm feeling great, but I just want to I just comment. Well, first of all, before we get started, man, how's the golf lessons coming?
I don't have golf lessons yet, but I've been playing, and I feel like my good moments are getting better. Like I'm having some spectacular moments, but I'm just still inconsistent, right? Like I'm still having the bad ones.
Until you get to your lessons, just go to the driving range and just work on your swing until you get the lessons. And then you'll learn from your golf coach, and you'll definitely get better in the swing.
I haven't been to the range enough lately because I've been going crazy with the channel, and I was deep into golf, going to the range twice a week, kind of in June, July. But as we've gotten closer to the season, I've kind of neglected it. I am playing this weekend though, so I'm hoping to get a nice 2-hour long range session before I play.
Okay, well, one thing in practice, when you go out, go to the putting green.
Yes, don't neglect it.
Putt, and then chip, and then once you finish that, then go to the range and get your 7-iron and warm up with that.
Yes, that's what I've been doing. I warm up with the pitching wedge, and then I move to the 7-iron. That's been my warm up tandem. I go pitching 7-iron.
Yeah, just take your best club and take a few whacks, 3 or 4 whacks, and go to the first tee.
There we go. I love it.
So make it easy. It's just KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. That's the best advice out there.
Dude, it seems to work.
Don't overthink it.
So anyway, I want to touch on something Theo said. I listened to him, and I was like, dude, I'm with you about that Mississippi State game. That could be our true trap game.
Oh, okay.
Mississippi State could. I said Arkansas. I still think. Well, look, if we go 10-2, it's because we lost to LSU and Texas. If we go 9-3, it's because we lost to Arkansas, LSU, and Texas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at it. 8-4 is because we lost to Mississippi State, Arkansas, LSU, and Texas.
We're losing games we're not supposed to.
Yes. So that's why I'm looking at it right now. As far as the final score, I'm still sticking with 48-10.
I like it. All right.
Like the last caller, Alyssa, what was his name? He's calling 48-10. Or John? No, not
Jonathan said 48-3. Rolly said 48-10. But I'll give it to both of you. If we hit that, I'll throw you both on there. That's fine.
Sorry, Rolly.
I got room. I only have one guy on the list. I got room for both of y'all.
Yeah, 48-10. Because I called it right after I got on the show, and somebody right close to me. I don't know if it was Rolly, but they said 48-10, and I feel like that our defense is going to keep them down through most of the game, and then I think they're going to score a late touchdown, and then make it 48-10.
Yeah,
and we'll do most of our scoring at the first of the game, into the second quarter, into the second half, probably about midway third quarter, we score our 48. And then they're going to end up scoring a late touchdown. That's going to make it 48-10.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's going to be some late action this game one way or the other. So I think most likely UTSA gets extra scoring done late in the game. So I'm with you there.
Yeah, so I think that's how it's going to go. We got a great defense. We could just. Will Lee, Bethel Roman, of course, my Bryce Anderson. Don't be mad at me, Bryce.
No, okay. Here's a good sign about Bryce Anderson. I wanted to tell you this, Play to Win, if you didn't notice. The depth chart came out this week, and there's a lot of ors next to starting names. So it's like Theo Mellon-Orstrom or Amari Nyblack. That was throughout the whole depth chart. But there were a few players who did not have that or next to their name where they're solidified as a singular starter. One of those guys was Cassius Howell. Another one of those guys was Torian York. Another one of those guys, Play to Win, was Bryce Anderson, solo at the top of that position. So maybe he had himself a good spring. Maybe things are trending in the right direction for our boy Bryce Anderson. Of course, if the people don't know in the chat, Mr. Play to Win right here, he's wearing some Bryce Anderson, his uncle gave him some of Bryce's warm-up sweats, right?
Yeah, he did. He said, I'm going to get you some. So I'm going to talk to Bryce. And this is from College Station. This is a College Station warm-up. It's not an academy.
I'm throwing you on the screen so they can see it. Show it off. Yeah. That's not. That's legit.
That's the real deal.
That's the real deal. All right, I'll take you off the screen.
A&M Aggie warm-up from Bryce Anderson.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Yeah, he could have a resurgence. Honestly, if he's one of the guys that takes a bounce back year, that would be so big for this team because we need it from the safety position.
I'm just glad he stayed, and I'm glad the ones that did stay is making up our defense is going to be. I mean, I think we're going to hold a lot of teams to a low point score. I think probably 20. Maybe at the most.
Yeah.
Because I had that much faith in our defense, and these guys coming back are going to be just playing blockbuster defense. And Elko's a defensive mind anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he can lend something to our defensive coordinator, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. What do you think? I think we need to adjust, or we need to go man to man. We need to go zone. We need on down situations, whatever. Like first down, they're playing play action. Okay, we want to go man to man.
Yep.
And then rush, probably rush our linebackers is try to get a sack. If that's what we had to pick it up quick, but I think we will against UTSA. And those two warm-up games, UTSA, Utah State, the other Aggie team.
Yeah.
And then we get to Notre Dame, we get to South Bend, and I think that's going to be a telltale, like you said, early in the season, how our season's going to go.
Yep.
And if we get that win, we get that under our belt, I think we're going to be like pretty much on our way to at least a 9-3 season.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah, it makes us feel really good about our outlook. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the outlook's pretty bright. But they came and did it to us last year, but then we were playing musical quarterbacks. Well, now we got Marcel Reed in the backfield with our running backs, Amari Daniels, Reuben Owens, good
old Le'Veon Moss.
I mean, and he's a tailback.
Yeah.
He can be automatic auto tailback on whatever plays called, whatever calling calls.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the play call, and if he has to, and he has he doesn't check the receivers, got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you got about 3 seconds to make that decision because them boys are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Marcel needs to decide is like, how's that internal clock work? At what point in your reads are you rushing? Like that's kind of the decision making that has to come for Reed in year 2. Like that's the big thing. Like you're making that decision in the pocket, and I think we see it. I think he takes that step.
Yeah, and he played big games last year. Florida, Florida, Missouri, LSU. I mean, he came in big time there at the end of the game. I mean, the third quarter at LSU at home, and just strummed them. Our offense strummed LSU.
Yeah,
and of course they're going to be out for revenge. That's why I think we're probably going to lose at Death Valley. That'll be one of the games in Texas.
Very possible.
And like I said, we go 9-3, Arkansas, LSU, Texas. So, and if it goes 4, oh God, Mississippi State. So I'm kind of like there with Theo.
Yeah.
I'm like, that might be our true trap game. After we play a couple of rivals, yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping we go. If we go 3-0 to start the year, I'm taking a vacation. I'm coming back, and we're going to win out. Like that's how I'm feeling. That's exactly how I'm feeling.
If we go 10-2, it's because we lost against LSU and Texas.
Yep. That's going to be it. I mean, hopefully we beat Texas. Any version of the year, if we beat Texas, I feel better about it. Right?
Anytime we beat the T-Sips, it's a great year.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, play to win. We're 2 days away, man. Can you believe it?
Yeah, we tee it up. I think it was at 6 p.m. Saturday at Kyle Field.
I'll be there, man. I'll be there. Y'all enjoy it. You enjoy it, man. I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, brother.
Later. All right, that was a play to win. Do you think Reed is the key to the offense? I would say so. I would say his development is the biggest indicator of what happens with this offense, and I feel good about it. Dude, a 2-hour range session before playing is crazy. Yeah, maybe that's a little bit dramatic. Maybe like an hour, because the reason I want to have a long range session before my next time playing, because I haven't been hitting the range at all, and I just want to get some reps in, because your reps are kind of sporadic while playing. You end up getting a bunch of them, but I'd like to get some repetition over and over again, because I just haven't hit the range in consistently in over a month, ever since this preseason started heating up. What do you think about having a light show now, Drew? I feel great about it, man. I love that we get a night game in week 1 to showcase it. I showed it at the top of the show, Young Alpha Cobra. I showed the video that A&M released today. Sick, man. We're going to see it week 1. Winning at Death Valley is extremely tough, but A&M's never intimidated by the Bayou Kittens. Think about 2021, man. We were right there. I mean, possible. Freaking 2023, we had a chance to win it. We're right there, man. I think this is the year we do it. It's just my prediction. I could be wrong. It's picking things this time of year is kind of hit or miss, right? Like you haven't seen anything yet. But I'm predicting a win in Death Valley this year. That's just my take. Raymond, you're on with Drew. We're 2 days away from the season. How you feeling, my friend?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. I'm happy we're here. I'm happy we're here previewing the team, and we're going to see him in a couple days.
It's all good, man. The sky is blue. College football's back, man. I'm freaking pumped, man. Aggies are going to go 9-3.
I know.
I'm ready to go, man.
I know. Is that your prediction? You're 9-3?
I am, and that's my base level, man. I'm like you. I can see us at 10-2.
Yeah.
I can see it there, man. I feel like with Elko, man, and with this coaching staff, we're not gonna the pitfalls of the old. I feel like a lot of us experienced Ags are feeling the traps that we'd fall for. I feel like, man, you know what? Elko's got these guys ready to go. Moffitt's got the boys ready to go, man. I feel like Chase Basantis, Amaj Reed Adams, Trey Zune, man, the Maulers are going to have a freaking year. We're going to freaking play freaking blue-collar football, man.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm glad you're bringing that. I'm glad you bring up the freaking Maroon Goons, man. I'm so glad you bring them up because that's the freaking strength of our team right there. We're built as an offensive line-centric team, and that is a characteristic of a lot of damn good football teams.
Exactly, man. I feel like those years, those 2022, those good years that we went, those where we had the best records. Of course, health has a big influence, but we got behind our pads, got behind our line, and we just went at it, man. That was our team, and you feel those are those championship playoff college football teams, man. That's the thing that they got. They got 100%. Those guys. They got those guys that we can just put our effort and our weight on those teams, man, and bend teams like throughout the games, right? So
push them around, move bodies, dude, move the line of scrimmage, and exactly right. Like the great Aggie teams we've seen, the two best we've seen, 2020 and 2012. Those are the best two offensive lines right there. I mean, that's the indicator right there. Obviously, Johnny Manziel, but great offensive line.
Yeah, exactly. And the D line's going to have some, that's going to be the key thing, man. I know that as well. Notre Dame game, teams that are going to want to test us, our guys are going to have to step up and prove, they could stop the run. That's the thing that the Aggie defense is going to have to make sure that we're containing, man. Keeping everything in front. Not letting anything break out, man.
Absolutely.
I feel like Elko's going to have those guys on lock now that he's back on the defensive coordinator, just making sure everything's tight, man. And I feel like 10-2 is very reasonable, man. Like I feel like don't be surprised if we get past Notre Dame, and like you said, 10-2 is there.
Yeah, it really is. And if you beat Notre Dame, I feel like I'm looking at a 10-2 team right now. And if you go out there and prove it against Notre Dame, and that's a great point because they have that offensive line, one of the best in the country. And one of our biggest stress points that we need to see right now is that D line. If they can go out there and prove it against that team on the road, that's like what we need to see. So you get past that one, man. That's where the sky opens up. That's where the ceiling raises. That's the one right there. Now I'm not saying you lose it, you're doomed, but if you win it, possibilities are endless, man. But how you feeling about game one? UTSA has some stuff on offense, but I feel like A&M should be able to win convincingly too.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of what's been said, I'm in that similar vein. I think we're going to pull out to a lead, and maybe towards the end, maybe they just get maybe a garbage touchdown the way they may get back and take out the cover. But good teams win, great teams cover, man. I'm picking my goal for this year is to be on that board, man. I'm gonna get on that board, no one way or another, man. Here we go. I got Aggies 35, UTSA 13.
I would love holding him to 13, man. I would feel really, really good about that, Raymond.
Yes.
All right, man. Well, there's nothing left to do but to watch the freaking team play. I'm so excited, man. Any closing thoughts? I appreciate you calling in, man.
No, man. I just want to say I'm ready. I'm excited, man, and I'm really happy for all your success. I've been watching you for a while. You're one of my favorite, correspondents now to watch, and the way you break down stuff. I many blessings and success coming your way, man. I can feel it.
Man, I really appreciate that, Raymond. You have a great night, man. I hope to hear back from you every week to get you on that board right there. I'd be honored to have you on that board right there, my friend.
Let's do it, man.
All right, later. Have a good night.
All right.
All right, man. Good call from Raymond. All right, let's catch up with the chat real quick, and we'll get Jay Paul in. We have no callers after Jay Paul. I'm willing to take a couple more if anybody wants to call in. If not, we'll call it after Jay Paul. Gridiron Masters, good to see you, man. Anything above 8 will be great. I totally agree, man. That's like the goal. Get above 8. Get past the 8-4 jokes, man. You can do it this year. You have the freaking team to do it. We feel like we have the coaching staff, and the coaching staff definitely does it this year. I don't know if they can beat LSU. I think it's a bit of a stretch. We'll see, man. It's my call. I don't think that LSU is the best in the trenches this year, but again, we're going to find out a lot very soon. I think LSU will do really good this year. I don't love the reports coming out of their fall camp on their stress points. The offensive line, that they lost 4 offensive linemen to the NFL. They rebuilt the whole dang thing. And it has not been great, what we're hearing. It's not been exactly encouraging. But if it does pop, they're going to be a championship level team. That's what it is. It's like either it hits and they're championship level, or it doesn't and they're going 9-3. Johnny hardly got touched by Bama. That O-line was so good. That O-line was so good. That's the commonality between the great A&M teams in the last 15 years. Offensive line. And you can say quarterback. Mon was a solid quarterback. Was Mon a great quarterback? It's pretty damn good. I think he's an Aggie great in his own right. But he's a good quarterback. Offensive line can take you over the top. Anything better than 8-4 is huge. The SEC will always be tough. We have to strike this season. We do have to strike this season. All right, Jay. I'm going to the restroom 1 minute because I did just do a ring dunk, and I don't want to have to go in the middle of our call. I'll be back in like 1 minute. All right, that's how long it takes for a ring dunk to go through my system. Ready to go. Jay Paul, you're on with Drew, man. How you feeling about the season?
What's up, Primo?
What up, man? Thanks for calling in. Glad to have you, man.
Yeah, so, I probably would have had to go in the bathroom about 3 times by now, to be honest.
I can't believe I held it that long because normally I'm notorious for getting up and stepping out over and over again, but I made it pretty far, man. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, I did. I didn't get to see the ring dunk, but
you got to go back later. You can go back later.
Yeah, I have to check it out. Man, I know there's no way I could do it anymore. I'd be like in Tommy Boy when he takes shotgun the beer, just flattens the table.
Yeah. Dude, I was honestly impressed with myself. I hadn't done that in a few years. So, I mean, I feel like I hit a milestone there.
That's good. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. It's bittersweet for me. Honestly, it's the first time, and usually this is like my favorite part of the year, but it's the first time in 7 years when my boys isn't playing varsity.
Oh wow.
They're all moving on, yeah, and obviously we got the Aggies. So it's almost like a Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
Into August, but.
Well, hopefully the Aggies can do something to brighten your day, even though your boys have moved on. Hopefully the Aggies can make it all good for you.
Yeah, I mean he's going to be playing collegiate basketball, but
nice.
It's still
adjustment.
The Friday night lights, yeah, man. Once that gets in your blood, it's
I know it.
To find a fix for that, but anyway, about the Aggies though, I'll keep it pretty short here. I just like I heard a term back in the election. It kind of what I'm feeling is nauseously optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Nauseously optimistic. Like you feel so good about it. It makes you feel a little sick. Like where's it gonna go wrong? But it feels so good. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, and I don't know at all. I mean, I've coached some. I've played as well, but spent a lot of time with the other coaches and um, a lot of camps. And a buddy of mine he got me a hold of the all 22 for every Aggie game, and I've watched those over the summer. Just trying to break it down myself since I can't do it for my kids anymore. But I mean, we got some big holes to fill. I don't know if one season is enough, to be honest with you. That secondary, I mean, to be honest with you, it's as bad as it gets. At least D1 level. Well, rather P4 level. I mean, in all aspects. Coverage, not knowing where to be, tackling, even man to man at times. So I don't know if all that can get fixed in one off season, but hopefully it gets better, obviously. But
yeah, the way I'm feeling about that secondary is I don't think it's magically just great week 1. I don't think it's magically fixed in week 1, but I think there's a world where you get into year 2 and, secondary, understanding where you're supposed to be, communication, that stuff's really important. I think that gets better week on week. But I also think getting like your nickel back and getting all 5 guys back is a big deal. Like continuity in that position group specifically, I think that can help you a lot. So I expect it to be better this year. To what end? How much better? That's going to play a big role in what this season is.
Yeah, and I think week 1, if we see, granted, none of them, we still got our ones in, and McCowan has 4 touchdowns, it could be a long year.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. That is rough. I don't anticipate that, but if we do see that, it's a bad sign. That's why this week 1 is so good and interesting, because I do think it's going to force this defense to play their best for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm curious how the rotation is going to work as well. I mean, obviously the depth chart ain't giving us no clear indicators exactly what's going to happen, but
yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, if I had to put it on money on it right now, I would take 8-4. That, and I was actually on TexAgs like 3 or 4. Actually, it was last week, and I just put it in the chat because we were talking with another guy, and Nuno kind of called me out on the air. I was like, "What the hell, dude?"
For saying 8-4, or for saying?
I'm like, dude. I mean, well, I guess they took it as I thought. I said 8-4 is the goal for the season. And, obviously every coach is telling their kids right now, our goal is to hoist a trophy, right? But if you're being realistic, we just can't take a step back in year 2. That would be a terrible sign. And the way the schedule sets up, I hate to say it, but there's almost 3 auto losses on there right now. And I think,
yeah, I don't know if I'd call them auto losses. When I see a schedule and I see your 3 toughest games on the road, I call those kind of the pitfalls of your schedule, right? Like you're not going to be favored in those games. It's probably more likely that you lose them than you win them. But teams go out and win on the road all the time. It happens in this league. Just because they're better, just because they're on a different trajectory than A&M, they're further along in their coaching staffs. Teams win those games. It's not out of the realm of possibility you go out and win. I think they beat LSU because I'm not necessarily a believer in LSU this year.
I agree with that, and that's something I've been saying. I think by week 8 you could start hearing Brian Kelly really on the hot seat.
It's very possible
if we take it to him in Baton Rouge. But like I was saying, there's a reason. When's the last time we beat a ranked team on the road? Was it?
That's been a long time. Yeah, that has to change.
I mean, there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason why sports has trends, why people bet on that stuff. But, yeah, like you said, I mean, it's still a 100-yard field everywhere you go, but something's got to give. I mean, I think I agree, though. I think that LSU game is probably the most winnable out of those 3. But
yes.
I think we might win. I mean, we might actually lose. Even if we beat LSU, it's I won't say good possibility, but there's a possibility that we could still lose 2 out of 3 at that 3-game stretch.
Yeah, I can't believe that's what the schedule makers have for us. A whole month away from Kyle Field. That is that's a tough stretch. You're away from home for 4 weeks. There's a bye week in there, but that's a long time not to play a home game in a regular season. But yeah, that's very possible. And like I said, I can't hate on 8-4. This team has to prove a lot. They have to prove that they can go out there and win the big games on the road. They have to prove they can go win in November. They have to do all of that. So like I said, I'm not saying anything against 8-4 right now because I understand like you got to see it. But I personally 9-3. I like Elko and I like getting 16 starters back, and I think that is a rare thing to say in today's day and age of college football, and I think that has to count for something.
Can we talk about Marcel for a second?
Yeah, let me hear it.
All right, so this won't be all flattering, right? But I mean, I think it's what I've observed. You know, like I said, working with some trainers, QB coaches, with my kids, is the way in baseball. What do you want a pitcher to do? What's the main thing? If you have a youth pitcher, even the major league, what's the main thing every coach is trying to get you to do?
You tell me.
You have to be able to repeat your delivery, right? So when you look at Marcel, and I was really hoping he would take a step up. Well, I don't know if you could say it like that, but change his delivery where he doesn't drop the ball so low on his windup. Because that makes it really tough to repeat, you know, and it's kind of weird to me that no one's ever fixed that. So then I hear him talk about how he's been spending all this time with his dad in the off season. I was like, okay, now it makes a little more sense, right? Because his dad is teaching him that. And another thing he doesn't do great is he doesn't know how to maneuver in the pocket to buy time that great, right? He kind of overruns his protection a lot of times. You'll see him actually run into pressure, especially when he tries to escape outside. He doesn't use his blockers there. And I know it's his dad is telling him that same thing. All right, your second option in there, tuck the ball and get ready to run, right? Because that's what you tell high school kids, unfortunately. But that's just my take on it. That's kind of how I've seen, you know.
Yeah, I think what you're describing with his pocket presence and his pocket decision making is also on my list of things that I would want to see improve in a year or two, and we'll see how he comes out of this fall camp. I will say about him dropping the ball, he does have a quick release after that drop. It's not like his windup is causing the ball to come out that much slower, but you're right that it's not as repeatable. But he does have a pretty whippy arm. His arm is a stronger arm, I would say, for a college level player.
Yeah.
I think he does have a pretty good release after that drop. But it'd be good to see the pocket stuff, which I think is very controllable. It's a habit, and you have to break a habit. But I think that is attainable for him in a year or two. Because, I mean, obviously he was a first-year starter last year, halfway through the year. So I think there's a lot of room for improvement there. I still like the raw tools. I still like kind of the poise that he has. I like how he operates the offense. I like a lot of stuff about him in that regard. But I see the pocket stuff that you're seeing for sure, and that has to improve. And I think we'll see some improvement there this year. I think we'll see some. And to what end? Another one of those things that'll determine this year. You just highlighted the two biggest stress points of the team, I think. Like offensively, it's Marcel taking that step, and then defensively, it's that secondary. So we'll see, man. That could be the difference between 8-4 and 9-3.
Well, you know, I would say like you were saying, 10-2 is actually realistic, but it's definitely the ceiling. You know, this team is not going 12-0.
Yeah, I think he said that more so that, like, I don't think that every game is like, I don't think there are any guaranteed losses on this schedule. I wouldn't agree with that. I don't think there's a guaranteed loss out there. I don't think that really exists for the teams you're playing, especially this season. I think there's a lot more parity this season than before. I don't see a 2020 Alabama. I don't see a 2019 LSU this year. Now we'll learn a lot more this weekend. I mean, if Texas goes out and shows that, they could become that. But I really don't think that there's one of those teams this year.
Well, give me a prediction for OSU and the Sips.
I think we go 1-1 in those games. I think LSU goes 9-3. I think
the
Sips go 10-2.
OSU versus the Sips this weekend.
OSU versus the Sips. Oh, that's a good one. I have Texas winning close, but I am hearing that their left tackle, Gooseby, is dealing with a hand injury, and they're already short at the tackle position. He's going to try to play through it with a club. I mean, that is tough not to have a hand as an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
That is a tough thing
Especially
to do.
a tackle, a tackle,
Yeah.
they have to be able to grab.
Yes, exactly. And that could be a major detriment on the road, breaking in a new quarterback. So I'm going to slightly stick to my position. I think I have Texas in a really close game, but obviously I'm going for Ohio State.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but I think OSU is going to pull it out in the end. I just think
it's very possible.
I like Caleb Downs. Obviously, everyone does, but I guess, well, to tell you the truth, no one really knows with the new coordinator exactly.
Yeah, double coordinator switch is kind of
that's tough.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I was going to say if it was anything like last year's defense, I mean, they had a really good game plan last year against the Sips. I really like what they do, but I'm thinking they're going to squeak it out in the end.
I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'd love to see Texas get knocked down a peg, because if they lose that game, they're going to find themselves in like a week 5 or 6 against Florida on the road in a must-win situation, because you can't drop too early, especially given some of the games they have later. OU to play at Georgia, A&M in a rivalry game. Who knows? So, yeah, that would put the urgency on, and with two tackles hurt, that could change a lot for them. But all right, let's end with this, Jay. Let's get your score prediction for the A&M UTSA game.
Coach Traylor I've actually spoken to him a few times. He's a pretty good dude. I don't
like
know,
him.
I haven't asked him this, but I know through the grapevine, he really wanted that A&M job.
Oh, yeah. East Texas guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he really wanted that job. So, I mean, there's going to be some animosity there for sure. They're not going to call off the dogs no matter what the score is.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably going to be a little closer than we would like. I'm going to say we put up 38 and 23.
38-23. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
That's pretty reasonable.
This is going to be a 3-game. This is going to be a 3-quarter fight for us, I think.
I don't want to see that. I want to see them get to 23 late when they're still, trying to get that last-ditch touchdown in. I want to see that. I don't want to see a 3-quarter fight. But I could see A&M scoring between 38 and 50 in this game. I think that's reasonable, and I think UTSA scores between 24 and 17. So I think you're still within my realm of possibility. I just don't want to see it be that fight. I would feel much better if this is a game where UTSA scoring late and just kind of getting that last touchdown in there. But all right, Jay, I appreciate the call, man. Looking forward to the year. You have a good night.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right. That concludes the calls for the night, man. Good night, Jeb. We've obtained 8-4 hell. We're referred to as 8-4. In my opinion, 8 wins is a negative. I don't want to see it. Yeah, I don't want to see it. I really don't. 8-4, Texas win, bowl win. Okay, maybe that's a specific scenario where you can stomach it. Let's get to 9. Let's get to freaking 9. Do you think they can beat Texas? Can they? Yes. I'm not picking it right now. Let's see Texas this weekend. Let's see A&M. We'll learn a lot more by week 12. Rivalry game, anything can happen. A&M's won there with teams worse than they'll have this year for sure. So we'll see what happens. But right now I'm going to pick Texas as the safe pick, but they can definitely do it. I definitely don't think that there are guaranteed losses on this schedule. That's the biggest thing I disagree with Jay. Although I do see what he's seeing with Marcel in the secondary. They need to improve a lot. My outlook's probably more positive than his, but I do not agree that there are guaranteed losses on this schedule. Tough schedule, though. As we ready for TU, I agree. Do you think they can beat South Carolina? Yes, I think they can beat South Carolina. I don't think South Carolina is to be as well-rounded as they were last year. I think they're going to be the Lenore Sellers show. But we'll see, man. We'll learn a lot. It's a long ways away. There's a reason we've been losing at LSU. There's also a reason there have been coaching changes. Exactly. Why did they do that again? They did the same thing in 22 where we had like 3 or 4 straight away games. Yeah, I can't stand when they give you a month on the road. The 8-4 is bedrock. I think it's the floor. What up, Matt? Good to see you, man. What up, Randy? It's great to see you, man. I have y'all beating us. I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying it's possible. May the 8-4 be with us this season. How about the 9-3? I don't have nothing. There's no automatic losses. Yeah, I agree, Gary. Not with this schedule. Not the one I'm looking at. I mean, I don't see 2019 LSU out there. Let's see what these teams become, though. I don't see a juggernaut. I think the best teams in the SEC are Georgia, Alabama, Texas, but I don't think any of those are quite the juggernauts that they've had within the last 10 years or so, respectively, between the three. All right, guys, hell of a show tonight. Hell of a show. I'm going to drop a video tomorrow for y'all. One last thoughts before we go into the season. Hell, maybe I'll go live one more time, so just keep notifications on. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Y'all have a great night. That was fun. Ring dunk was great. Gig 'em, guys. Let's beat the hell out of UTSA. I can say that. We have a freaking game in 2 days. Gig 'em.